Hello, people. You got my monks. Me, gold. I'm gonna start a series and then getting every single character and then make every single character to diamond. Get all the skins so if I can. And soon, tomorrow or something, just Bing. But this is episode 1 of a map. I'm gonna try and monster. Wait, dead. I also don't know die doing this. I'm trying to be a young podcast, so say fatty.
Hello, my name is Giftcard, and welcome back to another episode of A Diamond's Guide to Monster series. Today we'll be covering Al Oni, a deceptive monster with the ability to shapeshift into perfect copies of other players. Al Oni is one of the most basic monsters in the game at the time of recording, relying on the ability of deception. Monster relies on direct chases. As always, this guide is for reference only, as Al Oni could be potentially adjusted in the future, and at the time of recording, they just released the Sabaka patch. Before covering its abilities, let's go over Aoni's unique features that impact the game directly. Normally, you can see who dies during a round, shown by the player's icons being either green, which means they're alive, or red, meaning the survivor is dead. Additionally, Last Survivor Standing is activated when only one survivor is still alive. The survivor's max stamina is increased to 106 until the end of the round, and the killer can see where they are at all times. If Aoni is the monster, however, the player's icons will always have a purple color, requiring survivors to come across a body to know if a person is truly dead. Additionally, Last Survivor Standing will not activate. With this, Aoni can take advantage of what are essentially two passive abilities the game indirectly gives him. Sprint speed at 22, making him slightly slower than a sprinting survivor at 23. He deals 40 damage, and his stamina drains at a medium rate, faster than a normal survivor. Because of the stamina drain, you should try to conserve your stamina when you can, as using it all is not ideal. If you are able to walk during a chase, do so if possible. If Aoni is multiple blows, he can get multiple hits in and possibly even the kill, making him quite a force to be reckoned with. At the time of recording, Aoni gets around 1 as such, players should be aware of double backs as a potential common strategy to avoid taking damage. With that out of the way, let's go over Aoni's two character abilities. Aoni's first ability is Oni Vision. Oni Vision is a simple ability that reveals the location of survivors for about 5 seconds before going on a 10-second cooldown. Keep in mind, you can freely move and attack while using this ability. His second ability is a bit more complex, however. This ability is Shapeshift, and it allows Aoni to become anyone. Flashlight in order to make yourself more convincing. Simply increases your sprint speed for about 1/3 of a second, so you must be sprinting in order to take advantage of these boosts. It is not a dash forward at no cost like EXE's Too Slow, so keep an eye on your stamina if you're thinking about practice, but if you're chasing someone down and they're slightly out of attack range, you can use Shapeshift as a valuable tool to catch up and get a kill otherwise you wouldn't have had. Here's an example of this in action. Keep in mind that the Shapeshift ability does have its downsides. First, it is not permanent. You can only stay in human form for around 30 seconds before automatically reverting back to normal, which can be a lot of time wasted if you're unable to make a move. Secondly, you can't hold medkits or ultra flashlights, which survivors can use to tell you apart from one of their own. Some survivors may also have voice chat enabled, or they might stay in groups. One or both of these can happen during a game, which can make deception as well as getting kills a little more difficult. Lastly, shapeshifting is pretty noisy. Try not to shapeshift if you are close to survivors, especially if they can see you. When you first shapeshift, an audible sound is made and you emit a lot of particle effects. This will reveal your location to anyone nearby. Try to stay a good chunk of distance away before attempting to sneak up or deceive survivors. For the final section of this guide, we'll be talking about strategies you should make use of to improve your AOE gameplay. As stated before, he is meant to be more of a killer that takes advantage of ambushing and being stealthy rather than direct chases. He You will accomplish this by mostly using Shapeshift. However, there are things that you can do while in your normal form. As I've stated before in my Rosemary guide, you can catch survivors off guard behind corners or debris. However, keep in mind that Oni is a large monster and parts of your body such as your head or arms may be seen from around the corner or through walls if you don't position yourself correctly. This will usually cause survivors to notice you're there and run away as a result. Also, if you're in your normal form, be wary of using the strategy on experienced players, as they may be able to detect you with the vital signs that Oni makes. To counter this, either use Shapeshift as you make no vital signs in human form, or do it on maps where there are a lot of vital signs, such as Gilgamesh facility or drainage system. Or someone is speaking. It's going to be hard to hear everything sounds over it. Pro tip, to increase your chance of a successful ambush, try making no footstep sounds. This is done by walking for a very short time, stopping, then repeating this. A computer is done in rapid succession by tapping your move key. On the controller, flicking your analog stick, and on mobile, swiping your screen. Another strategy is if a survivor finds himself in a bad spot, such as a dead end, try and prevent them from escaping to safer areas. This strategy involves basically the same aspects as the zoning I talked about in the Rosemary guide, and can be applied to basically any killer. Staying close, react to potential escape attempts, and keep your position. It's not the end of the world if you miss an attack. As stated earlier, Aoni is dangerous up close, so you will want to make sure the survivor doesn't escape from attack. The final strategy I'll be talking about is more of an intricate one, deception. Before we start this section, there are 2 things you should remember not to do in order to successfully deceive survivors. These are how mistakes people might make while playing the character. First, do not use third person while using Shapeshift to deceive. Experienced players will know you are not moving like a normal survivor should be, so remember to use first person while disguised. The second is being around the survivor you are disguised as. If you come face to face with them, your cover is instantly blown, and they're almost always going to run away along with their group if they were in one. With that, let's truly get into talking about deception. If you've ever played the game Among Us, you can apply a familiar concept to Pillar Chase 2, that being faking your tasks. At the time of recording, survivors have no way of knowing if you're actually doing an objective. Most objectives take around 2 to 3 seconds to fully complete, so keep this in mind. Being near a survivor doing the same objective, they may drop their guard, allowing you to capitalize on them not expecting you. This strategy can lead to a quick kill if done right. The second is simply blending in, acting like you're one of the survivors. Additionally, use your flashlight if possible. Some survivors don't know how you can actually pull it back to that later. Before I show off some gameplay from 0-3 Tries perspective, I'll take a moment to give this perspective on Aoni gameplay. Playing Aoni means you are a predator sneaking up on its prey, the wolf in sheep's clothing, the man they think they know. You'll have to find the right time to strike decisively so that the survivor has little to no chance of escaping you and ends up dying by your hands. Or teeth, as I know, the guy jumps right into your spine. Anyway, that's how Aoni describes the gameplay. But while playing as him, remember these things. Sometimes you will miss attacks. Sometimes you will fail in ambush, or you will fail to capitalize in certain situations.
It's having survival.
Picture-perfect game. Some people may escape, and sometimes it's just die per day. And you know, that's okay. Nobody's perfect. Including me. I lose games too, and I am not now a paragon all day every day. Don't undermine yourself if you can't kill everyone every time. Try to treat every loss as a learning experience. Study what survivors do, learn their behaviors, strategies, and patterns. Then use it against them. I apologize if this was a lot to take in, but this is personally just my view on the character. I'll admit, it has grown on me. To sum everything up, all that matters in the end of the day is having fun. It's just Pillar Chase 2, a funny little game where you're either chased by some of your favorite monsters from childhood, or you are the monsters. It's not a competitive tournament for a cash prize, don't take it too seriously. And if Aoni isn't for you, that's perfectly fine. You can play whoever you want, for whatever reason. Thanks for listening to me, and sorry for the lengthy perspective. Now, I will show you some of Aoni's gameplay. Make sure to take note of things that happen in the match, how Aoni punishes players, how he fails to punish players, etc. As always, good luck and take care. Any monster left click attack, meaning he can increase the damage output of the base and double triple ally. Not only does this make him a threat with this debuff active, but it can make wandering zombies a huge threat when it comes to chip damage. Moving on to statistics, Springtrap has 17 sprint speed, 150 stamina, and deals a solid 40 damage. As mentioned earlier, his abnormally large stamina pool keeps survivors pressured into concealing running to avoid abilities. Just like Aoni, it takes 3 hits to kill a survivor, and 2 if inflicted with Fearful. He utilizes stamina to push survivors into unfavorable positions to capitalize on their mistakes when they panic. Now, let's talk about Springtrap's main ability, Ventilation Air. This ability will cause players' screens to slightly darken while causing the FNAF 3 alarm to start blaring. If a survivor is within a range at any point during the duration of the ability, they will begin to hyperventilate and increase their stamina drain dramatically. Springtrap can put on the full force pressure when hitting a survivor with Ventilation Air by forcing them to tap shift or risk losing all their stamina. This is a key component to playing Springtrap, is finding clever ways to land your Ventilation Air to more easily secure kills. Methods such as hiding behind corners or phantom walking on top of survivors are excellent strategies to more consistently land this ability. His second ability is Phantom Walk. This ability will reveal all survivors on the map for a full duration of the ability. Across the screen will be darkened, making it hard to see. However, you will gain a large amount of speed to catch up with the survivors. A recent patch now allows Springtrap to cancel Phantom Walk at any point during the ability, at the cost of a 0.35 second duration where he cannot act. But due to how short this downside is, Springtrap can easily land his ventilation area if the player predicts the survivor's movement correctly. For this guide, there will be only one playstyle, Aggressiveness. Springtrap is hyper-aggressive, so that focuses on wiping out survivors as quickly as possible. He has a simple cycle of using Phantom Walk to locate survivors and inflict Fearful, before proceeding to Ventilation Air to finish the survivor. Repeat the cycle with minimal change, as some situations may call to mix up the cycle from time to time. Finally, onto some tips and tricks to improve your Springtrap gameplay. To start off, let's begin with prediction. An important aspect of Phantom Walking is predicting double back to stay on top of the survivor before canceling the ability. Remember that those users do lack stamina, and if pressured properly, use Phantom Walk and predict their movements accordingly to keep up the pressure. Second tip is Ventilation Air timings. If Springtrap can get away with not using Ventilation Air to kill a survivor, save it for a survivor that's hard to catch. Conserving your abilities and using them at the correct moments will significantly increase your kill potential and lethality of Springtrap. To wrap it up, I'd like to thank Memefile for offering me some final tips to help you with your Springtrap gameplay. Here they are. Number 1. To track survivors' movements easier when you are on top of them while using Phantom Walk, look right at the floor to have an easier time reading potential double backs. Number 2. If you are close to a survivor and know they have low stamina, enter Phantom Walk and exit it immediately to gain 35 stamina and catch up to them. Number 3. When approaching multiple people while in Phantom Walk, try to apply Fearful on as many survivors as possible instead of targeting a single person. This will give you the location info on multiple people after a kill, and will allow you to save Phantom Walk for your next chase rather than finding out where survivors are. Number 4. Never swing too early when people are hit by Ventilation Air, as survivors will try to shift tap to bait you into swinging. Instead, get inside their player model and start hitting them. Number 5. Springtrap has a voice line for when he runs out of stamina. Try to keep your stamina above 15 to bluff and make survivors guess your amount of stamina. It can cause them to panic. As always, I'll be showing you gameplay from Memefile's perspective. Good luck and take care. Regen stamina during Thunder Warp, so keep your stamina. An intricate character with the ability to adapt to multiple situations. He is the least linear monster in the game at the time of recording, making him a jack of all trades, a master of none. As always, this guide is for reference only, as Foghorn could be potentially adjusted in the future, and at the time of recording, the game has just received the Springtrap Ventilation Air rework. Before covering his character, let's first go over Foghorn's most unique traits. Most may know this already, but due to Foggy Stare, one of his abilities, survivors can't look at Foghorn that much during the chase, the risk of accidentally triggering him. Looking at his abilities, let's take a quick look at his statistics. Foghorn is a tall monster with 25 sprint speed, 30 damage, and 100 stamina. His stamina drains extremely fast, so be aware that he cannot chase for long. He can, however, refill his stamina fully when beginning a chase. His speed is just short of Rosemary's, meaning he is faster than survivors, allowing Foghorn to get in multiple hits. Players should be alert of potential double backs as a common strategy to avoid taking more damage. Now, onto his abilities and their uses in chase and outside of chase. Let's cover his first ability, Foggy Stare. Foggy Stare is a core mechanic of Foghorn.
It's me. Find you.
Survivors risking to look back may find
Yeah. I'm going to say something about all the characters to Diamond. Yeah, the other one. How is it not me?
find himself dead in a blink of an eye. Foghorn can still convince him causing him to enter a trigger state. If looked at by any player from almost any part of their screen, Foghorn will be triggered, causing him to increase his speed by a amount, allowing him to catch up with survivors quickly. His stamina, damage, and range all remain the same, but his animations will change following. He will also highlight the survivor that looked at him for 8 seconds. Using this on a group of survivors can greatly increase your chances of activating this ability. Only using this at the beginning of the game randomly has hard is not a viable strategy. However, survivors can look at the floor to completely avoid this ability, but in turn reduce their peripheral vision, allowing Foghorn to easily find the importance of their ability. Experienced players can use this to their advantage. They can look at Foghorn to see if they can make him use Foggy Stare. If this does happen, note the survivor that knows about the trick and use it to your advantage. Some survivors may lack game knowledge and hearing to understand different approaches from certain angles, and if they are not looking up, it makes the approach that much easier. Players with have a higher chance of doubling back due to their lack of knowledge of their surroundings. Now, that may have been a lot to unpack at once, so feel free to rewind the video and revisit portions that you may have missed. Next is Thunderbolt. This functions as both a tracking and mobility. Upon pressing the mobility button, Foghorn will immediately turn invisible, leaving whistles of wind wherever he goes. This will highlight players for a short duration, as well as dramatically increase Foghorn's speed, allowing him to travel huge amounts of distance in a short period of time. This move cannot be used in chase, however. The best way of using this outside of chase is to catch up to any survivors that are far away. Keep in mind you cannot regen stamina during Thunderwarp, so keep your stamina topped up before using it. During a chase, it can be used to teleport right on top of someone after they've wasted their stamina. This skill is highly recommended to master to anyone wanting to play. Now, onto some tips to improve your Foghorn gameplay. First, let's look at peeking around corners. Making yourself visible to survivors just barely should be enough to trigger Foghorn during Foggy Stare. Knowing proper positioning comes from practice. As you improve at Foghorn, so will your positioning. Next is knowing when to chase. Chasing survivors you know you can 100% kill is in your best interest. Only run after them knowing you can fully commit to the chase. Last but not least is stamina conservation. While this is important for all monsters, it is especially important for Foghorn. During chases, using up all your stamina is not ideal. Walk as soon as possible. However, too, there is no singular correct way to play Foghorn. His adaptability is the greatest strength to be utilized fully by the player. I recommend practicing multiple different techniques to learn the game and experience. Before showing off gameplay, let's take a moment to get Yale's description of this gameplay. Despite everything, this is a better chance. I believe adventure features. So instead of going after big shield or make it, Foghorn is like a yellow light in an intersection. You must choose to either drive through or slow down yourself. You can't stop partway through or you cause a collision. The same concept applies to Foghorn. You cannot commit halfway through. You must fully commit to your actions. Finally, I'll be showing off gameplay from Neil's perspective. Please thank him for...
I'm already in the house. I got false. Oh, locked it.
I told him to watch YouTube tonight. When he goes to sleep, he's only nothing. Oh. What's on that touch button? Where's it, Rick? Get up.
What?
This can't be yours. Feels like a big bird.
It's meant to be bouncer.
Big bird. That's something.
What's happened? Is it updating?